breakdown number 1. I think it's really important to capture these moments too. I knew that when I started this journey with making videos and putting my work out there in public, I knew that I would get a lot of feedback and a lot of opinions regarding my videos and regarding me and just every aspect, how I talk, how I look, the topics I choose, my editing. I signed up for it. I knew it was coming, but it doesn't make it any easier to handle. It's hard to reconcile your standards with everyone else's standards and trying to remind yourself that you have to stay authentic and you have to do what's best for you, do what you think creatively works, but also listen to everyone else. So far, like, the feedback has come from like friends and family, obviously, because it's not like I have a big following, but even friends and family, obviously they love me and they have all good intent, but it's still overwhelming to hear. I feel self-conscious. I have to think about every word I say. I feel like I'm saying too many ums. I feel like I'm not looking at the camera. I feel like the quality is blurry. There's so many things I'm thinking about just filming this. But I think it's important to capture this moment. I want to thank you all for the feedback, but just wanted to let you know that I am definitely hitting my first threshold of feeling overwhelmed. Many more to come, but just thought I would capture this.
Hi guys, so future Jinny here. I forgot to basically film a transition, so that last clip was me sometime during those 2 months going through the emotions of being on YouTube. Not to start off on a bad note, but just wanted to show you guys a snippet of just me really in the moment, raw, but onto the more lighthearted and reflective part of the video. Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to do like a quick update. I know as I was starting out YouTube, something I was really curious about on the internet is kind of seeing where people started out. What were they like the first month that they started YouTube, the 3rd month, 6 months in, a year? And a lot of YouTubers are now years into their careers. This is their full-time job, and obviously they have a whole new system and a whole new way of working. But as someone starting out, I really can't relate to that, and I really need the details and the ins and outs of how people function, their struggles, their tips and tricks, especially when they were in the same spot as me. So I noticed that when I was looking and searching online for those things, it didn't exist, which makes sense. A lot of people probably didn't really need to make update videos or keep track of exactly what they were doing or share that with the world, right? They were focused on getting their content out there. However, I thought that it would be really helpful for me to create an update video, just as a way for me to keep track of how I'm doing. Also to show you and anyone else who's starting out YouTube, just kind of have a reference point for what was I going through literally in real time, 2 months in, 3 months in, 6 months in, etc. So let's get right into it. The first part I want to talk about is just some stats. So right now I am about 2 months into my YouTube career. I posted my first video in August, first week of August, and I've made a commitment to post a video each week. Right now, in this point in time, I have 7 videos, 98 subscribers, so really close to having 100. It's been a slow process, but I'm very grateful for those 98 people who are following me. Oh, future Jinny here again. By the time I finished editing this video, I'm actually now past 100 subscribers, so thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel so far. I'm pretty sure most of it are just like my friends and family, but I'm still very excited and thankful for those of you who have joined my journey, and I can't wait to continue. So yeah, I'll check back in again with another YouTube diaries of kind of where I am, my stats, and just everything I'm learning along the way, but just want to let you guys know. My watch time in minutes is only 2.5 thousand. which is not a lot, but that's okay. Total views only 841. So for having 7 videos, obviously that's like roughly 100 some views per video, which is not a lot, but I'm okay with that. And I believe my average watch time, so the length of time that people stay on each of my videos, is actually really short. So that's like a big issue for me. Obviously, I know that the YouTube algorithm and the success of a YouTube video is how long people stay on each video. So right now, I'm pretty sure people only stay on about a minute, maybe a little bit over a minute, and that's not great. I obviously want people to stay throughout the entire thing, watch the full video, but right now that's not happening. And on average, my videos are about 9 minutes in length. The reason for that is because as I grow my YouTube channel, that's the length of time that they suggest in order for any ads to be placed in them. So making money isn't my ultimate goal via YouTube, but it would be great one day to make some money off of this, because I am also spending a lot of money to invest into this platform, which I'll talk about in a second. So having these videos be 9 minutes long from the get-go allows for basically all of my videos to be available for monetization. All right, so part 2, some things that I have been finding really challenging, and also some things that I've been learning. One, I think starting out was feedback. Obviously, I love feedback. I would take myself as someone who takes feedback really well. However, a lot of feedback can be really overwhelming, and I think when I'm starting out, I have people who really love me giving me feedback, which you would think is easier to hear. But it's not, and I think there were times where I was getting very conflicting feedback, right? Someone was wanting more graphics, someone wanted a little bit more talking, less talking, and you can never satisfy everyone. So sometimes it was really overwhelming to even discern what I wanted to implement and which things I wanted to just ignore, and oftentimes that ended up being me feeling really overwhelmed. And there were times I cried, there were times I just got kind of angry, and controlling all those emotions were definitely a little bit difficult. Another challenge is I've been working off my iPhone, so all of my 7 videos so far have been filmed on my iPhone, and the audio quality isn't that great, especially if I'm like out on the streets or if there's wind or other sounds, and if I wasn't very good about keeping the audio really close to me. So that was something I had to really work with and play around with in Final Cut, as well as the quality. Obviously, sometimes I had it in like 4K, sometimes I didn't. So the consistency of filming is something I'm still working on and can be challenging. So this transition well into things I've been trying to learn, which are color grading. So I think color makes a huge difference in the way people see the video. One way to get good color is to obviously film it in the right lighting, film it in the right composition, colors, etc. But also editing post-production or post-filming, and color grading is something I'm really trying to understand. I think there's a lot of presets and plugins out there, but obviously that costs money, and so right now I'm trying to like not buy them, but I may have to. So trying to learn how to do that via YouTube is something I've been working on. Lastly, another thing that I've been trying to figure out how to do is work within Final Cut. Final Cut is a great program. It's pretty simple, but it also has its own nuances. So the way that they name things like library, events, projects are very like not intuitive sometimes. So understanding it, taking notes, and finding my own way of organizing my files, my imports, my exports. Some YouTube channels that I've been really watching to figure all of this out are Think Media. Mark Harrison has really great, like quick, fast-paced tutorial videos. So I've been using a lot of his stuff, as well as iJustine. Obviously, iJustine does a lot of reviews, and she's a big YouTuber that does tech reviews, and so she is also another person that I've been watching a lot. Not just for like tutorials, but I guess more reviews. Which takes me into my third part, which is new gear. So as I said, I've been investing slowly but surely into this whole YouTube situation. And so in my first video, I talked about how I got a new MacBook Pro. So this is the new MacBook Pro I got. This was obviously a big purchase in itself. Needed it for the editing capabilities, the processing power. This was a big investment for YouTube mainly, but also for my personal life. Recently, I have bought a whole plethora of gear. To start out with, the camera I'm using right now, which is the Sony RX100. This is a compact power shot camera that fits in your pocket, and I just thought this was a really great option for me to start with. Obviously I can get an interchangeable lens camera later down the road, but I need something I can just kind of like take and go with me, easy to flip out, maneuver. So this is the new camera I'm filming on. I hope you guys can tell the difference. And then I've bought an assortment of different accessories to go with it. So I have the Manfrotto Pixie tripod, which I think most people have. It's the mini version. I also got the Saramonic, am I saying that right? Saramonic wireless microphone, which is plugged into this as well. I also got a screen protector for this camera, just to like put it on the screen. I can link everything down below in the description box if you guys are interested in buying these same items. Just to plug in here, I did weeks of like watching tech gear videos, trying to figure out what is like the best camera to get, the best tripod to get, the best microphone. Literally every single accessory, I looked up what was the best thing to get. So hopefully I've done my due diligence and got the right stuff, but it's ultimately up to you guys to figure out what you want, but I'll link everything down below. And I also got the SanDisk 128GB Extreme Pro memory card, which is also plugged in here, which are very expensive, by the way. Memory cards are not cheap. Bag Smart electronic organizer, the Boya BY-M1 3.5mm condenser microphone for smartphones. The final last few thoughts. I have a lot of questions. I am still flabbergasted by just all the things that I still need to learn, that I don't understand. The time that it takes for people to film videos is insane to me. I wonder, and I want to ask this to every YouTuber, both small and big, like, do you wake up every morning and like put makeup on, get dressed, film videos, and like work at the same time? Like, I have a full-time job right now, so working during the day is what takes up most of my time, and sometimes I want to fit in a video or do something and it just like doesn't happen. And so timing and time management has been like a huge problem for me. So I really wonder about that. Kids in college, I don't know how you guys film and study, because I hardly studied already as it is, so I could not imagine doing that and having a social life and all these things. There's just so many things I want to know. Where do they get their ideas? How do they film without having like 1,000 files? What do they do with all the thousands of files of videos that they have? How many plugins are they buying? On average, how much money are people spending monthly on their YouTube careers? Gear, plugins, outfit, travel. Like, it just seems like there's so much that goes into this, and I'm excited for it. But I just have a lot of questions. I hope you guys can relate to this. I hope that you guys get some sort of benefit from this update video. I plan on doing this on a bi-monthly basis. This is also for myself to look back one day and see how far I've come. Please like and subscribe. Join me. Your support would mean the world to me. Watch me as I grow in this whole process, and I hope to also join you guys in whatever endeavors that you guys have planned. See you in the next video. Bye!